Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Thursday, the 11th of August. But first, a quick recap. Well, we just couldn't quite get that winner. We had three horses that were placed. Obviously, the field sizes were decimated by the non-runners. And I think that was the excuse was, for me, it didn't run well enough in the end. But the problem is, the last horse that I'm referring to, trying to think what it was, Zami Rudd. What it was, the non-runners made it to 5 runners, and in the end, it was trying to trip, which I knew it was trying to trip for the first time, but I expected it to be held up. Due to the very few runners, it actually made the running, and straight away I'm thinking, this horse doesn't make the running, and certainly doesn't want to be making the running over a new distance, which is 1 mile 2 instead of a normal 1 mile. So I was disappointed there, and straight away, I think it was about 3 or 4 furlongs, I thought, this ain't winning, or this ain't coming place, and unfortunately I were right. So otherwise it would have been a winning day because we'd have got all the bets up apart from the win bets. So it wouldn't have been a fantastic day, but it was been a nice return. But obviously, unfortunately, that horse didn't place, and it was a losing day. So as promised, I've had a look through the golf, and it's like I backed Jordan Smith in this competition last year. I backed Jordan Smith and David Horsey. David Horsey threw it away on the last hole, and Jordan Smith threw it away on the last round. It was actually leading at one point. It actually looks as though Jordan Smith in the last round was not interested, but I'm going to stick with him. Apart from the last tournament where he missed the cut, the previous 4 tournaments, including the 150th Open, he's actually been playing okay. I think this was quite a weak field. Don't get me wrong, good golfer, but quite a weak field. So what I've done, I've gone for the slightly bigger price of 10 to 1, paying 6 places instead of going. I think it's is it 8 or 6 to 1, paying 8 places, something like that. But what I've done is I've gone for Jordan Smith at 10 to 1 with Sky Bet, the outright winner, paying 6 places. Bearing in mind this is a 10 pence each way, lucky 15, and £1 each way accumulator. So the rest of the selections are horse racing selections. So the second selection is Madame Macho at 9 to 2 in the 10 past 2 at Beverley, paying 4 places instead of 3. I think this horse will appreciate this extra half a furlong. On its debut, it ran over 5. Then it ran over 6 on good soft ground, disappointed. Then it ran over 7, much better performance. And now it's run over 7.5 furlongs at Beverley. It's top weight in a nursery. It's Mark Johnston, and I think it'll be prominent throughout. Hopefully, it gets an easy lead, but we'll see. But I think it's got a good chance of placing. Don't get me wrong, it's not a great price at 9 to 2 for each way, but if these horses keep coming place, it gives us a bit of an interest onto Jordan Smith. The third selection is Nebras again at 7 to 1 in the 2.45 at Beverley, paying 5 places instead of 3. Well, I am a big fan of Paul Midgley, and he's got 3 in the race. And I think this is the one. Who knows with Paul Midgley, though, to be honest. It ran a cracker at York. Don't get me wrong, it did get an half-decent draw. It was drawn low, but Paul Midgley actually won the race that day with Birkenhead. But this was another one to run well. Out of that race, Ginger Jam won yesterday at 16 to 1. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of them horses in that race were all ready to win. But obviously somewhat inconvenienced by the draw, and so was Ginger Jam. I think it was drawn 16 when the lone one was dominated. But Nebras again, I think it was drawn 9 that day. I think it's drawn 5 tomorrow. It should be probably sat behind leaders, and then Daniel Tudhope should ask for hopefully an effort, and it should stride away, no problem. Anyway, the fourth selection is Luckler at 15 to 2. In the 3.55 at Beverley, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is a Paul Midgley new recruit from the Carl Burke stable. It's been gelded. It was gelded while it was still at Carl Burke stable, but it's since been sold. It was his missus that used to own it in partnership with somebody else. But now Paul Midgley, this was running over slightly further, but now I think he's probably seen quite a lot of speed in this horse, because what he's done is he's dropped it straight back to 5 furlong. And as I said before, yeah, don't get me wrong, he's only a small time trainer, but for me, he is the king of the sprinters, as in, like, basically all his horses, nothing seems to race over 7 furlongs or more. So he doesn't know his stuff when it comes to sprinters. He's probably seen this horse, thinking, oh, that's got a lot of speed, seen it at the sales, and think, right, yeah, okay, then we'll have that. So it's interesting. It's not a confident bet, but it's an interesting one. So yeah, so out of all of those, it's probably Madame Macho and Nibras again, the more confident ones. Jordan Smith, obviously in such a field in the golf, wide open as it is, it's always hopeful, especially with taking reduced places. And luckily, it's just an interesting horse that could, if he's worked the oracle with it, it could absolutely bolt in, but then it could come nowhere. So fingers crossed. So the fingers crossed. Very best of luck. Charlie Winters over and out. Cheers, mate.